This is a fairly complex install when you move it into production. This is the call for presentations setup. We are using .NET Core as the application, and a couple things to note. We've got a domain for callforpresentations.com, and when I set that up first. So that is like the root, that's where the sales page will go. What I did from there is I went and clicked on the certificate and set up a wildcard certificate. So asterisk dot, you can see it doesn't show right there, but when I set it up, I said asterisk, it's a wildcard for anything dot call for presentations. That was the first step. The next step, where you do need to be a little bit mindful, is setting up making sure that .NET is integrated. And you did that through IIS. I'll probably show that at the very end here. In the meantime, one way, it was still not working even after doing that. So I went to Tools and Settings, and I went to Security Policy. And then down here at the bottom, Custom Handlers Policy. I turned that off and clicked Apply. And that way, it prohibits the ability to override the handlers in web config. But when I turned that off, it instantly took off. It started working again. So that was perfect. Now back to here, because this is a fairly complex install. So we've got the sales page at www.callforpresentations or callforpresentations.com. We then added a subdomain called app.callforpresentations.com. And here it uses the same certificate. You just need to go into here and choose the certificate that already exists. So you don't have to issue a new one when you create it. Then what I did is I went back here and created one more subdomain. I tried to do it with domain alias, and that was not the right way to do this, at least in Plesk. So you click on Add Subdomain, and when you click Add Subdomain, instead of putting in, app or www or something, you put asterisk. You put it in an asterisk, and that will allow anything such as sync to, and the application itself knows that if it goes to sync to, if someone goes to that domain, it's going to use the information for that particular company or organization. So just by simply changing that, if I go to app, that's going to the subdomain where the app is located, but that's where you can sign up. And then once your app is set up, you can go to any subdomain like sync2, just like that. And so now when I log in, it's going to be looking for the login details for that wildcard subdomain. In this case, sync2. Hopefully that makes sense. It's fairly complex, and I just wanted to get this recorded because in the future, if I have to set this up again, it was very, very challenging, I will admit. And you also need to, if it's not working, like for example, if it's not going to a digital certificate, you will need to go in here and select the certificate. And then it'll work across all of them. So in any case, that is how you set this app up.